Hey guys, it's Eric here at Farpoint Restorations and Repairs. Check it out. The shop. You've seen it from many different angles, and you've probably noticed that it is quite cluttered. Above me, chemicals everywhere. I've got a nice area down here with tons of chemicals. All kinds of stuff that you have if you're actually a mechanic. There's so many videos on YouTube of these dream garages. Those are garages for people that like detail their cars or maybe do an oil change. This shop is fully functional, and so it's going to look a little messier than most, but I'm gonna make it a whole lot better. So we're gonna do an actual shop rehab. We're gonna turn this thing into something a little more fancy and a lot more useful. Let me show you where we're gonna start. That is this area right here, and there's a couple of things we're gonna change. First of all, I built this a couple years back, and I had to add these shelves here, which now are exposed, and they're just, I mean, it's functional, but it's not very attractive. So we have this. This also came with the house. This is like a kitchen cabinet set from something very old, and it's nice, but it also is not exactly conductive to running a real shop. It just ends up being a catch-all, and I want to get rid of that stuff. So we're going to blow this whole area here out. Everything off the back wall, everything off of this wall, and I have ordered this right here, which is some Craftsman 28 by 28 drawers. And so we're going to have cabinets that come all the way down and around here, and we're going to do that. This is going to go all together, and I've got a new Craftsman toolbox that's going to go into this place right here. And we're going to put some too. So right now it's kind of dingy white. It's been 12, 13 years since I painted this, and we're going to replace all that. Still got the metal tops, going to keep that, but I'm going to refresh the paint on all this stuff. Going to get rid of all that and reorganize and make it a little bit better. But that's where I'm going to start. Lastly, let me show you this. Once we're done with all that, we're gonna get into this side. This side's not as bad, as you can see, so we'll have to find a new, more organized home for all that. We're gonna obviously move the bus out for all this project here, get it out the door, and we'll do that. Clean this floor, patch it a bit, and I'm gonna put down some concrete paint. Now, in a lot of these fancy videos, they're doing epoxy with the metal flakes. Really cool stuff, no doubt about it. Can't afford that. Just kind of cleaning this off really good and giving it a lighter coat of paint will give it a little bit better lighting in here, give more reflective from underneath, and that'll probably wrap it up. You can see over here, chemical supplies there. We'll do some painting and stuff, and just to kind of freshen it up. All right, let's get started. I gotta demo all this stuff over here, and we'll see what we can come up with. Well, this is the end of the first day, and you can see we got a lot done. So insulated all the walls up to where the cabinet starts here, and then started painting. Now those are going to be black, and started painting. We painted that, you can see in the video, and I'm exhausted. So tomorrow, oh boy, tomorrow we get rid of the shelves and do some cutting, and we're going to get ready because we're going to finish painting it up with the gray. I painted a little red next to the gray. I was kind of thinking I might do the red, but my wife said, let's go with the gray. So we're going to stick with gray on that, and that is what it's going to look like. So I'll see you in the morning. All right, well, it's day 2. I'm going to be taking this out, but I got to clear all this stuff out: computer, the TV, the VCR, all the stuff that's in these cabinets, all the stuff that's on these walls. My shop, let me show you. My shop is an absolute mess. It's a nightmare right now. I can't stand it. So I'm trying to keep a positive attitude about all this, but the disaster that I am creating in order to get this place patched up, fixed up, and looking better is, I mean, you got to break a lot of eggs, I guess, to make an omelet when it comes to this sort of stuff. Anyway, let's do it. All right, I gotta be honest. I don't know what that looked like to y'all, but to me, that was like the hoarder corner of this shop. I cannot believe how much crap I took out of that. I can tell you this, about a quarter of it is going back in, the rest of it heading for the trash. Anyway, for right now, we're getting into the really scary part here. Took out screws on both sides, but there are 6. No, there are 8. Oh man. There's a lot of nails holding this to the wall. I need to get it off. I'm going to try to pry it out, see if I can get some of those nails. They're all countersunk, so there's no way for me to get anything on it. I'm going to move the camera a little bit over there so you get a better view of the disaster that's about to play out here. Hopefully we get it off one way or the other. It's got to come off. It's got to come off today. I got about 3 days to paint everything over here and get all the coats done, and then it's time for the cabinets to arrive. So let's do it. Oh, okay. Not gonna lie, I never, ever thought that this thing would come out, especially not as easy as it just did. I am super happy that it did. Now I'm gonna drag this thing outside and we can get back to spending the rest of our day painting and prepping for the cabinets. That was the break of the day. I thought it was gonna come apart in 100 pieces or really damage the board here behind it, but it didn't do any of that, which is really good news. Let's keep going. Well, as you can see from the pictures in the video, things are moving along. The issue I'm having here is that off camera, there is a ton of stuff just stacked up. Getting everything off of this wall was a pretty large undertaking, but it does look great this morning. You know, I painted this yesterday, coming out here first thing in the morning and checking it out, and it was worth it. It was definitely worth it. But, oh my gosh, I got stuff everywhere. And I still have to do the floors, so it's not going back together today. In fact, I'm going to be painting that workbench red. And there's a little, like, I call it the entertainment center that goes in this corner here where I had a little TV set and a VCR. I've got to paint that shelf like a flat black to go with it, make it look sharper out here. And then I'll let those dry, and then we can start moving the stuff back. But before I can even do that, again, I've got to do this floor. And I'm not going to do the whole floor because there's just no way. There's too much crap in here right now. So I'm going to tape off an area, clean it really well, and paint the areas that the cabinet and the tool box and this workbench all go back into. That way I don't have to move it again when we paint. So we're going to do it in stages. I know when they say to paint concrete floors, kind of probably want to do it all at once. It's just not possible here. But the work continues, so let's go. Here's what I mean about the mess. Like it's just a nightmare right now. Everything's packed in and everything's just kind of everywhere. But we're going to get it right. It's just going to take a while. This project has taken me about 2.5 weeks now, but the finish line is near. The shop itself is pretty much how I want it, but the floors, and I didn't film this, but man, I have spent some time on these floors sweeping and sweeping and sweeping and mopping and scrubbing and mopping and then sweeping, and then finally I just vacuumed to get any loose debris up. But it's time. The stuff I have here, you put a coat of primer on it, and then within 5 hours you have to coat it with paint. So it's going to be a busy day, a long day. I'll let the camera roll for some of it, probably not all of it, and then we'll take a look at the final outcome, which I'm excited to wrap this thing up. I think that having fresh floors is really going to make this thing pop. Let's do it. All right, well, that was a lot of work for one day, and I have no doubt it's going to need a second coat, but it looks so much better. Holy cow. And it's lighter in here. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This is the Dream Garage coming together at last. Cool. And that brings us to right now, my friends. We're done. The shop is finished. The floors are done. Everything is back in its place, and I am so happy. This project originally started off with me just buying a batten of insulation at the Restore for cheap, and I was going to just insulate this place. But once I realized the scale of having to do that, having to pull everything out from the wall, well, it just made sense that it was time to get organized for the first time in many, many years. I mean, I moved up here 2012, 2013, something like that. So it's been a while, you know? All right, let me take you on a tour of the completed final. All right, look, I really appreciate all of you. I had a good time doing all this stuff, and I hope you'll subscribe to the channel to see how this thing evolves even further over the years. Till next time, take care.